Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another beautiful day of listening to Baba's beautiful jewels of knowledge. And today will be a continuation of the Murli we were listening to yesterday, where Baba was talking about, it was the 31st of December, 1986, and Baba was talking about how we have to keep the awareness of past, present, and future. So Baba had started the Murli looking at all of us children that are ignited lights or sparkling lights. Baba was mentioning like candles are ignited and then blown off, but our light eternally stays ignited. So Baba was looking at the gathering of sparkling stars, and then Baba was then reminding us of what awareness we need to keep in the new year. So one thing Baba said, when you look at your past, right, your actions have to be so divine that when you look at your past actions, those actions should be elevated, where you pass with honors. So even that awareness of one is, yes, past is past, so it's gone, but also to have your actions such that you pass them with honors. And then Baba was talking about present, where we give a gift to one another during a time of celebration, but we have to give gifts which are very spiritual. So Baba said we give spiritual gifts to one another. We share our pure feelings, vibrations, good wishes with one another. We give the gift of virtues. So that's the gift we have to give. And then Baba was also talking about future and features. So Baba was tying them that with your features, everyone should clearly be able to see the future. And they should not have questions of how will this happen, but just looking at your features, souls are convinced that this is what the future is going to be. It's going to be a new divine world, and that divinity is visible in the features. And then, of course, Baba was talking about how we have to sing songs of Wa and not why. So Wa means Wa Baba, my fortune, Wa the sweet elevated family, and even this confluence age. So again, every moment, it's so auspicious, it's so special that the songs of Wa Wa should be sung. And Baba says, Wa, my sweet children, lovely children. And when we use, Baba says, so instead of why, we have to have wa. So here it says that wa, the children are saying why. So instead of why, say wawa. And instead of I, say Baba. Do you understand? So we have to, anytime, even the consciousness of I comes, so and instead of that, Baba. So Baba is doing. It's not I, but Baba. So whatever even burdens I carrying, it's not my burdens, it is Baba's, and you hand it over to Baba. So whoever you are, whatever you are like, Bab Dada loves you, and this is why all of you come running to meet Baba with love. At Amrit Vela, all the children always sing lovely, sweet, lovely Baba, sweet Baba. And in return, Bab Dada sings the song, lovely children, lovely children. Acha, in fact, this year is the year to learn the lesson of becoming detached and loving. So I was talking about being detached, and like how yesterday Baba had said, you have to be all three, Master Trilokinath, Trikaldarshi, Trimurti. So Baba says, you learn the lesson of becoming detached and loving. Nevertheless, the children's loving invocation of Baba brings him from the Nyari, detached, unique world into the Pyari, loving world. There is no need to consider all these things in the subtle form. Meeting in the subtle form, Baba gives all the unlimited children the feeling of an unlimited meeting at the one time. With the physical method, there are still limits. And with physical, you have to take into consideration the law of whatever's practical in this corporeal world. But when we are beyond this corporeal world, all these limits and laws don't apply. Because physically, you can accommodate only a certain number. And you can be there at a certain time, but then we are in the subtle region and corporeal, that's beyond physical. So those limits don't hold there. What do the children want after the Murli? Murli and Trishti. So even when we have Milan, Baba comes and gives Trishti, then speaks, and then again leaves with Trishti. So even when Baba is speaking the Murli, that too is a meeting. So Baba comes to teach, but along with the teaching, he also meets the children. Whether Baba speaks to individuals or to everyone together, Baba is going to say the same thing. Whatever Baba says to the gathering, he will say the same thing to individuals. So whatever Baba speaks in the Murli, even though he's giving personal messages and personal blessings to everyone, but Baba says whatever Baba has to share is Baba's already given it to the Murli, and it is given to all his children. So nevertheless, you double foreigners have been given the first chance, the chance to personally get messages, personally be in front with Baba. So the children of Bharat are waiting for the 18th of January, whereas you have taken the first chance. Acha. Children have come from 35 or 36 countries. This is also the 36 varieties of bhog. So I was talking about how we have different varieties for bhog. Similarly, how we have even varieties in terms of Baba's children coming from so many places. There is a memorial of the number 36. So there are at least 36 varieties. Bab Dada is pleased to see the zeal and enthusiasm that you children have for service. All of you used your body, mind, wealth, time for service with love and courage. Therefore, Bab Dada is giving you multi-million-fold congratulations for that. So there is courage along with love. So Baba says for service, you also need to have a lot of courage because you need to do things you have not done before, get out of the comfort zone. So Baba says, Baba's giving us multi-million-fold congratulations for that. Whether you are physically in front of Baba or whether you are present in the subtle form, Baba is giving all the children congratulations for being absorbed in service with so much love. So I was talking about doing service with love, with courage, and being absorbed in it. You became cooperative and made others cooperative. And sometimes just by you sharing your experience, the hearts of so many others are connected with Baba and they become cooperative. So Baba says, you became cooperative and made others cooperative. Therefore, double congratulations for being cooperative and making others cooperative. the garland of children's news of service filled with zeal and enthusiasm, and also their New Year cards filled with zeal and enthusiasm has been put around Baba's neck. So Baba says that zeal and enthusiasm are all put around Baba's neck, which means Baba's heard those news and it's close to Baba's heart. Whoever sends the cards in return for those cards, Bab Dada gives both regard and love. Baba is pleased to hear all the news, whether you served in an incognito way or in a visible way. There is always success in the service of revealing Baba. So whether it's done in a visible way, which is usually through words and deeds, and sometimes it's very incognito. Someone else is doing service, but you're just giving them good wishes, good vibrations, supporting others with your thoughts. So Baba says the others, the incognito way, doing mansa seva. So there's always success in the service of revealing Baba. The result of serving with love to become cooperative souls and to come close in Baba's task is the sign of success. So Baba is clearly stating what is a sign of success? This is you to become cooperative and to come close in Baba's task. So it's a sign of success. So what service we do, others also become cooperative. They come close to Baba. Those who are cooperative today and tomorrow will become yogi. And so Baba always rhymes the words in Hindi, Sahayogi and Yogi. So Sahayogi means the one who cooperates. And then Baba says, because they cooperate, they receive blessings. And because of the blessings, the intellect opens. And then they are the ones who then become yogi. So to those who have done the special service of making souls everywhere cooperative, Bab Dada gives the blessing. May you be an eternal embodiment of success. And so success is also eternal for Baba's children. Baba's given us this beautiful blessing. When the number of you subjects, those who are cooperative and in a relationship with you increase, then according to that increases, the method also has to change, does it not? You are happy, are you not? Let it increase. So what Baba says is that the more it increases, then the more we are also happy, right? Because of course our intention is that Baba's message reaches everyone. So the more they come, so Baba says you are happy and let it increase. Acha. To those who are constantly loving and cooperative and who make others cooperative, to those who always receive greetings, to those who make every second and every thought the most elevated of all and worth of praise. So what Baba had said, how our thoughts should be and actions should be worthy of praise. So to those who constantly become bestowers and give love and cooperation, to such elevated, great, fortunate souls, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, good night, and good morning at the confluence age. So since it was nighttime, December 31st, so Baba said good night as well as Good morning. So today was a short part of the Murli. So let's just take a minute to reflect on what we just heard, and we can then share. Om Shanti. So today, Baba again, we started off with, instead of why, if just use the word wa, and instead of I, use the word Baba, so that we can keep ourselves beyond and in the flying stage. And also how Baba emphasized on being detached and loving. And also Baba was talking about service. So any points you would like to share from what you heard today?
Om Shanti, Snehaben.
Om Shanti.
There were just two things, as you said, it was really the fag end of the Murli. And I was also thinking, for being a new year, it was quite a short Murli. Otherwise, there are so many kinds of group and all we get. What Baba had to say, he said, and that, as I already told you yesterday, this was a Murli after a long time, say April 86 and December 86. Probably that's why I think it's there. But two things in the fag end of the Murli, which you read today, was, which I want to really demystify it. This is to be detached and loving. And the other one is also to be cooperative and enable others to be cooperative. And Baba says this detached and loving. Now, I was looking at two angles. What is Baba? Is Baba loving and detached, or because there's a meaning? Detached and loving means it's demystifying. That is, first, if I have to really receive love from God, I first have to be detached from my physical identity. I have to be aware of my spiritual entity. And with this way of thinking, I'm a soul, master of a body. If I become absolutely clear in the path, then pure love of the Lord filters through me. So that's what I take it to be, detached and loving. But there is also a difference between, is Baba detached and loving? He doesn't have a spiritual identity like other than the form which he has got. So what is he? Is he loving and detached or detached and loving? Shiv Baba. Vito Baba says Nyara and Pyara. He very clearly says we have to be detached, but that is to experience spiritual love. Come down to the corporeal world. In the corporeal world, I don't think being detached and then loving. In the corporeal world, I should be loving and then detach. I just was trying to demystify this. If you also could put in some inputs, then maybe I would get some churning. This loving and detached, detached and loving, when I should do it, and all. If you can throw some input, sister.
Right. And yes, good question, because always people have this question whether detachment comes first, or is it that love that brings the detachment? So from a perspective of detachment, detachment is first you detach with your own body, so which is the spiritual awareness that we hold. So recognizing ourselves as a soul, which is separate from body, and also I'm not these bodily relationships, because we even identify ourselves with bodily relationships. I'm a mother, I'm a so and so. So that the detachment really is to know yourself as who you are, which has got nothing to do with your physical body and the relationships. And the more I hold this spiritual awareness, what happens is there is an emotional independence. So when we start to love, it's beyond, it's not dependent on others, for my happiness, for my well-being. So even there is, that detachment in terms of I'm not emotionally dependent on you for my happiness, for my stability. uh, we are stable, and that stable is coming from the inner strength that the soul is holding by having this spiritual awareness and being with Baba. So that emotional independence also is the part of detachment, where I'm not expecting things in return. I'm just the one who gives. And like Baba says, we have to give and not expect things. And non-possessiveness, non-possessiveness means, this thing has to be there, this one has to be there. Again, there is this, freeing yourself from any emotional dependencies that we may have. And that's why Baba gives an example of lotus. It's there in this dirty world, but it's so detached and it looks pure, and it remains pure. And that ways, the same way we are detached from the vibrations of this iron-aged old world, we are holding on to our spiritual awareness. We're not emotionally dependent on others for our well-being, because we are the ones who are practicing being free from attachment. So when we focus on that, the loving aspect starts to build more and more, because now I'm giving without expectation, and love is all about giving. Love is all about caring and giving. So it's true love is about giving and supporting others without wanting anything back, and that's what Baba does. Baba gives us true love. Baba gives support, and Baba doesn't want anything from us. Baba says, I don't need anything. It's all for you, right? And it is also, this love is healing and empowering. So when our love is free from detachment, which it is pure, it is uplifting, it empowers. Like, we make mistakes because we are in this body, but Baba doesn't see those mistakes and steps away from us. Baba's still so detached from our actions and from the what thoughts we create, words we create, and he's still giving us that, keeps giving us that love that heals us, uplifts us. And attachment can cause hurt, because attachment means you do something which the other one was not expecting, and then that could become a reason why someone gets hurt. But here Baba knows that each one has his part, they have to play this part. So even if Baba's giving direction, Baba knows not all are going to follow. So even in that aspect, Baba is so detached, but still keeps giving. So Baba says the love becomes very healing and empowering when it is filled with detachment. And then, yes, the unconditional support, to be there, to give support to others. But this support that I'm giving is coming from a place of inner stability. And then, of course, as you keep giving love, um, and this love is also not very limited. It's a love that is for everyone. We can call it global love, love for everyone. So detachment expands your capacity to love, and not just those who are close to you. Because if there isn't detachment, then our love will be just limited to a few. But the more we are detached, the love also expands to everyone. So that detachment which first comes then really enables us to truly love. And that too, that love is, for everyone and not just one or two. Like Baba has love for everyone. Baba says even the last bead of the rosary, to all, any soul, Baba's love is equal for everyone. And because he is detached. So this is just the understanding of the soul. But yes, yeah, it's a good question and definitely worth journeying more on.
No, what I wanted to just, as you were talking, that's what I said when I get inputs, a little churning comes. See, love brings us together. But
Mm-hmm.
somewhere as you rightly said, if the love is not from within, when it comes from out, love gets polluted. And the pollution is never from inside, it's from outside. That's why Baba always tells us to ask the question, do I love myself? Do I love myself? So I have to absolutely 100% love myself. And it's not selfish at all to love myself. So when you have that kind of love over there, then that love cannot get polluted. When it comes, they say from within. But that is a spirituality way of answering. When they say it extends anything, everything starts inside and then extends outside. But if I take everything from outside and then go inside, I will lose contact with myself. That was what one thing I got as you were churning. But detachment is not bad. See, I didn't understand why Baba used the word detachment and loving, because detachment is not opposite of love. Detachment is the opposite of attachment. If
Mm-hmm.
suppose I love somebody and I say, wow, I feel that he belongs only to me, possessiveness comes. So when the more loving you are, when possessiveness comes, you would like to possess that person, you will get that control of that person, insecurity come. But if I am aware that person whom I am loving, his spiritual identity, I, my spiritual identity, then the question of possessing that person does not come. Because if attachment is there, I would like to control that person, then there is no pure love. It leads to violence and all if I see that person really not devoting 100% to me and all. So I feel detachment is not wrong. It only means if you're looking for pure love, it's detachment is like appreciation, it's like unconditional love. It's like I know that other person, I will let him to go free, I let him be free. It's like unselfish love. That's what I will, because sometimes, we always take the word detachment. If that comes, like a big thing, ghar chodo, ye chodo, wo chodo, sab kuch chodo, sirf ye. No. Because if we are able to, and for this, how do we do? By taking the pure love of God. It's only that love. But I was thinking, how is God? How is Shiv Baba? Is he detached? Like, or is he always loving, even he has a form, whether he has no identity, he has some form which comes to light for us at the end part of the period. But I don't know. Today I was just thinking, how are you, Shiv Baba? Do you get detached or are you always loving 24 by 7? uh, this is the churning which I got when you were doing. But I just now I think detachment is not bad. Detachment is something nice. Detachment is just conquering that more that attachment, allowing your child to grow, allowing your child to go like let giving him wings and grow up. This is what I got it. I was just thinking as there was to demystify this detachment. That's why I wanted to share. Thank you, sister.
And yeah, like you rightly said, detachment is not how it's taken in the world outside, stepping away, isolating yourself. But it's just like hitting the, refresh or the reset button inside. Because many times it, like even when you're using gadgets and the gadgets are working non-stop, they overheat and they freeze. But the moment you remove the plug, in a way that's detachment, you plug it, remove the plug, put it back in, it starts to reboot and start working, yourself. So here we, being in body consciousness for so much time, we have trained our intellect and mind to work a certain way, and it was all about being influenced by vices and being body conscious and thinking in those aspects. But here now what we do is with detachment, it's like hitting the reset button and refresh button, and now having a new awareness inside of us, and then with that new awareness starting to train the mind and intellect to have a new perspective, a new way of looking at things, the new vision, then new attitude. But it all has to start with, okay, I'm going to take a step back now. I'm going to look at everything from a spiritual lens. I'm going to look at it from a spiritual awareness. And that is starting with taking that step of, okay, I'll step back and so it's this detachment. It's internally, it's like, we say when we disengage from the influences of outside, we start from within and we use our own awareness, we use our own thoughts to then dwell on something which is spiritual and elevated and allow that to grow. So, but yes, it's very interesting to know how Baba uses
Nice,
these two.
very nice, Neha Ben. As you were just thinking, I was just thinking, see, the people to whom we are closest to, they are the ones who hurt us the most, and we also hurt them the most. That's why, it's so important to really detach there. And for that, if I detach there, I have to get attached. I really liked when you said we really get hurt by the people to whom we are most close, and we also hurt them. That's why Baba says if you have no detachment, then you cannot get love from God. And that love you cannot share with humans. I think that's one thing we have to think in our daily lives, which really pulls us away from God and pulls us towards our own destruction. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Here, there's a detachment. One thought I got that a detachment, it's in a real, true meaning, yani ki being in a soul conscious state, remembering Baba and doing every task. This gives us internal power to share with others. Share, yeah, this internal power we have when we become in a soul conscious state. To that internal power we can utilize. So here comes the detachment. Detachment is using our own power and sharing with that to hold the world while doing service or any activity we are doing. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.
Yes, very nicely said. It's to use your own power, the power which you receive, with your awareness, and of course with Baba's remembrance, the strength we have within then begins to be used in our words, our actions, and then that makes it elevated.
Om Shanti. So detachment is also, since the discussion is on detachments, I'll just share a few thoughts there. Detachment is also kind of a protection, right? Protects our love that is turning into attachment, right? So when we when we are detached, that's when, like you rightly said, we become so conscious. We'll be able to stabilize in our consciousness, and that actually gives us the awareness that we are not soul. So when we stabilize, then that's when we'll be able to love of Babas, right? So when when we detach, we will be able to stabilize in the self and then give Baba's love. And that is where we are protected, turning into attachment. When attachment comes, then expectation increases and hurt increases. And that also take us to a more influence stage of people, and stage also fluctuate. And detachment actually, just like you rightly said, take us to that lotus stage where we we are with them, but the mental stage is with someone else, like where we love the Father, unaffected, but belong to the ocean of love that comes. Right. And other than that, another point that I was thinking is about the Murli. Baba said, the drishti and the Murli, as in when Baba comes, the drishti and the real meeting that we have towards every end of Baba Milan, towards the end of Baba Milan, the kind of drishti that Baba gives while leaving, right, that actually intoxicate a lot, and there is a very emotional touch when every time when I see Baba Milan, right? So of course the Murli is very good, but towards the end when Baba leaves by giving the drishti, that scene is very, very, very nice, very touching, heart touching scene. So Baba says, the the true meeting is through this Murli and the Drishti, and this love actually bringing Baba to this corporeal world. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And how
I,
beautifully said
I
that.
also want to
Go ahead.
add that Drishti and oh my God, Bijit Bhai, you really pulled our emotions. Even now, when you watch it on the Murlis which is going on now. I feel Bijit Bhai, the first part, before even Baba opens his mouth and he says, Aj, the way, sometimes I see like a crow or something. I wanted to know which side is Baba looking. But unfazed, he turns from here, he turns from here, and then Baba had shared, he looks at every light in the hall. But for us, when we see, those pupils of the eye, when it just comes in contact, that jhatka, that current which you get, I think, I was thinking it's only in when you see him face to face. Even now you can get it when you really sit in that consciousness that you're watching Baba's villain. When he Bijit Bhai said something, a chord in my thing pulled up. Sorry, Sneha, Ben, you continue.
No, that's actually great because when we hear a point and how, it reminds you of something very special that you've experienced with Baba and you feel those emotions. So it's really beautiful to share. And definitely, when talks about Drishti, I've also had a special memory during Baptada Milan where very strong current to the soul. So I always go back to those memories when Baba talks about Drishti. So yes, and like Baba said in the Murli, we are here to experience Baba's love. Of course, here to get the Drishti. So how Baba gives us all of that together.
And once this is just a personal experience, I won't go into its details. Sometimes as a double foreigner, you get these pink ribbons. I got it a couple of times, but honestly, it was just like, these procession, they salute the prime minister and they go. They just wait when they're face to face, salute. It was just that. But there were once, I don't know what, because it was all because of Dadi Prakash Mani. When I just gave, suddenly somebody thrusted a bouquet in my hand because I didn't have anything in my hand. So you should have some contact over where you go over there. Either you get an apple or some drishti and all. But I got a bouquet. I was so happy. I remember there was this brother Maninder from Australia behind me. So as you said, drishti and Murli, I remember even when I gave the bouquet to Bab Dada, he was looking elsewhere. I didn't even see. So I said, "Oh my God!" But I can still experience that when the bouquet was taken, his fingers, just touched my palm, and I felt so. But Bab Dada was not looking at all. That kind of current also. If one gets, I don't know, I just wanted to say, but it was so much to do, but there is this also when a little privilege you get. I just wanted to share that.
And now in subtle forms, we can experience all those moments again. And just create those moments with Baptada and our Avyakt form.
Yeah, I personally do that every time when Baba gives the drifty, right? So I always try to find a place in front of Baba, seated in along with those senior brothers and daddies. Baba is sitting in front and try to take drishti from Baba. I feel that current coming from Baba. So that's really give a very good charging effect and very loving scene, right? And also, as in when the bogus daddies feed Baba, right? The bog offered. So I also sometimes, take and put it to Baba's hand, sorry, mouth, and also experience the other way Baba is putting it in my mouth. That also a very good experience, very good feel. Um, you're you feel like you are in a different place. Yeah.
Right. Yes. And so many souls they share that before, of course, you could see Bap Dada Milan in person and Matupan, the Baba coming in Dadi's chariot. And but that time not everyone had that stage of purity. And now when that stage of purity is strong and it's there, even though Baba is not coming in a physical way, you feel Baba's presence and love so much more with the Avyak Murlis that we're seeing on video. So it's got nothing to do really so much with Baba being there physically, but it all depends on your level of purity. Because if you have your level of purity, Baba says you will be pulled like a magnet will pull the needle. So you will feel Baba deeply so much, like, intellect will easily go to subtle region, and we can have such beautiful meetings with Baba there and be in the soul world in the seed form just with Baba. So it all depends on how much effort we are making internally to have that soul conscious awareness so that the purity in us increases. And automatically, then we are pulled more and more to Baba. And like Baba says, the more you remember me, the more you will love me. You will have more love for me. So it's interesting that Baba even says that if you want to love me, just keep remembering me, and that love will increase. So it's interesting how Baba uses remembrance and love, these words together, just how he used the word detachment and love.
Thank you, Sneha Ben. Our emotions are really up today in the Murli. I think Bab Dada will be hearing and to know how much we miss him, how much we really love him. I think he's going to look at he'll be hearing us. But before I get too emotional, if you got time, there was one more thing which is so important in service. And I've heard you're a lot into service. This become cooperative and make others cooperative. If you can just give some actual thing, because that's the second part of the Murli. If you can throw some inputs before you close, please.
Sure. Yeah, in fact, you're asking a very good question because we've just recently opened up a new center here in San Diego in Southern California. And I've just been sent to San Diego to help with the service here in this area. So when I went for service here, I just had this one thought, and I'm like, Baba, I just want the family to be together, and we should all experience lots of love amongst each other, and we should just do everything with a lot of love and be united because that's the foundation. And when I came here, of course, we do have BKs here, but we used to have service in study places. There was no center. So the BKs were there. Some of us, some Pakka BKs, and then some, of course, contact souls. But since there was no regular meetings, there was not much connection among one another, and everyone is so occupied in their own schedules, to just to get everyone together. And I used to always tell Baba that, Baba, first the BKs have to come together. Then, of course, we can have big plans for public and do service there. So, like Baba would give me touchings, and, ideas come. And one thing I realized is we have to keep others in front. And this is a big cooperation we can give others. Like, keep them in the front, let them be in the forefront and do things, and you just help them, support them from behind, which is what Brahma Baba did. And that was the biggest cooperation he gave. He was the backbone, but he told everyone else, you have to go, you have to share. Baba's there with you. And that cooperation, that help, the subtle help, was making everyone move forward. And we see that everywhere, in when service has to start anywhere, it has to start with this level of cooperation where, you have to put others in front, give them help, give them support, give them a lot of love, so that when they experience that, then as they experience it, they can automatically be the ones who can make others experience it. So, the cooperation in terms of keeping others in front, and keeping, one way to have cooperation is have very good communication amongst one another, and don't leave anything for assumption. Communication is also very important, and this is how we cooperate with one another. So be very clear with, any service we are doing. Let everyone who's an important part of the family, the right hands, the core team, everyone needs to know. And when they know, they can also, come and help when needed. And, so many times I've seen that, like recently we were like, we are creating a roster for Karma Yoga. You have to come on these days. And, sometimes you don't see names written. And then I'm like, Baba, everyone has to come and serve. That's how they will come closer to the family. And then suddenly one fine day, someone will be like, okay, I'm coming. So one thing is you cooperate. Yes, cooperate means you open up opportunities for others to come close, to do service, so that they can experience the blessing, the lightness you get from doing service. So, sometimes we could rely on someone to do a particular kind of service, but maybe give another one an opportunity to do that. If someone's already done it for a long time, maybe that other soul, by just giving them that opportunity, being cooperative towards them, they get a chance to come closer to Baba just by doing that. And because you see people come and they do it the first time, and then they automatically come and say, oh, I can come next time, I can do it. So, involvement in that ways. So yeah, we also learn as we see. But really, it's, what main thing I have seen is what pure intentions you're carrying inside is what ultimately you start seeing happening outside. So if the intention is, yes, the family has to come together, we have to have that love, you see how Baba helps and how it starts to happen. So first is be cooperative in your thoughts. When our intentions are pure, we are cooperative in our thoughts, then automatically, how things get manifested, how things get happen in the form of our actions in reality also go on those lines. So so our good wishes, first of all, is the biggest way to cooperate. And then with our good wishes, our pure intentions, always, like having healthy relationships in terms of communication. And of course, if, you're in a space where giving others a chance to do things, to, come closer in that way. So that gives a sense of belongingness to the family, towards the family. So yeah, those were just some thoughts I was having, and I hope that was helpful. All right, anyone else wants to share? Okay, if not, we can have meditation together. So just see yourself in Diamond Hall. Dada is sitting right in front of you. And Baba especially looking at you with those deep eyes, with a smile on Baba's face. Baba's giving you drishti. And in that drishti, we experience pure love. We experience the current of love and the current of strength. And in that drishti, I see how much Baba has hopes in me. He has hopes in each one of us to reveal him and to bring his children close to him. In his drishti, there are blessings. In this drishti, there is my fortune of God looking at me, of God's light and vibrations falling on me. And all I have to do now is just see Baba in front of me throughout the day and have the feeling that he's constantly giving me drishti. And this drishti is changing my world and also the ones I serve. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Snehaben. Thank you, Divine Family. We shall connect again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, you all have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.